I don't like to sit back like this.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
most people do, but it don't make a difference because my old mics, maybe so. But Brandon Collins gave me these the last time,
Oh
so
yeah.
they're a little bit more expensive. So
Yeah.
it don't
Actually,
matter.
they got some $100 ones that's going. I don't know what these shoes is, but the ones we be using up there, they buy like $100. But
Oh yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
They ain't that expensive.
Well, here we are on Talk Your Culture. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and I got the one and only #1 DJ in Middle Georgia, DJ
Huh?
Smooth. Is
How's it
in the
going,
building.
man?
Man,
I don't know how that title works, man.
I do.
Okay.
I know how it works. Um, it's a lot of DJs in Georgia. It's a lot of them in Middle Georgia,
Yeah.
but everybody ain't doing everything that you doing at a consistent basis. So that to me deems you the #1 at the #1 spot in Middle Georgia. I mean, you pretty much responsible for 90% of the celebrities that we've seen in Middle Georgia. You know what
I
I'm saying?
guess.
Like
Yeah.
you're probably not the only one that has brought celebrities, but I do know that you are the one that has locally for the small towns. You brought them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, from day one. I mean, we're gonna get into a lot of that.
Yeah. I'm just so humble, bro. Like, people who don't know me
Yeah,
or from the outside looking in would probably see stuff different just because little stuff or
yeah,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm such a big, the same way you're big on the basketball culture.
yeah,
I'm so into that with the hip hop culture. You see me, I'm on my LL Cool J.
yeah.
I think you need a nice pinky ring. At least have your
Some
rope
change. Yeah,
chain or
yeah,
something.
yeah. I mean,
Just the hip hop
you got the
culture.
hip hop kit.
Yeah,
Is
so
what
I got the rapper DJ
yeah.
kit.
I mean, granted, you've been around it for so long, you don't have a choice
Yeah.
but to embody it.
My
You know what I'm
wife said I'm
saying? You
having a
become it.
midlife crisis.
You know what? Me and Big Gang would have these conversations back when he was doing music.
Right.
He would often ask me, "What do I mean?" Because I would tell him how old I am, and he'd be like, "What does that matter?" I was like, "It matters." You know
I-
what I'm saying? It matters. And then he was like, he look at people like Puff Daddy and Jay-Z. I was like, yeah. I like, but look at what they grown into. They're
right.
not just
Yeah.
young, hungry artists no more. They like moguls now. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, you're gonna still see them. You
Well,
know what I
I'm
mean?
from a sports aspect. Your body's not gonna allow you to go. Even for Kobe and Michael, eventually you got to sit down and either do something else and do
Yeah.
the even Shaq entrepreneurs. But for us, we technically can still jump on the microphone. We can still get back there,
I,
even if we
I,
don't do no scratching. We can still
I
play a
mean, but
record.
how good would you be able to be yourself in that atmosphere, dressed like somebody of your age that would normally see him as just
I'm gonna tell you, bro. You wouldn't believe it, but I just did a show Friday with Lattimore. He 80. I'm serious. Y'all, this is real.
Lattimore?
Lattimore. Let's straighten it out.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just did a show with Lattimore. Lattimore is 80 years old, and he is. Let me find it. Where you at, Lattimore? Where my picture at with the OG? Yeah, and you wouldn't believe it, but I was like, man, what in the cotton picking hell? Hold on, because it's real. Let me see. Let me find Toot number. He sent it to me. I don't know what the hell I did with the. Yeah,
Toot, that's
yeah. Sir
rendezvous.
Toot.
Yeah.
That's me and Lattimore.
Good
80.
gracious.
And it was people in there that was 60, 70.
Yeah.
There's one couple, I'm going to show you a picture. They was in there asleep.
I mean, but you DJ for all kinds of different demographics. But what I'm saying is, in the young urban culture.
Oh, I'm retired from that, really.
Really?
I'm cool with passing the torch, man. I gave Century his diploma.
Oh, okay.
His degree.
Yeah.
So Century's over there now with Toot at Rendezvous. I mean, when I can come, I still pop out.
Right.
But like, even in Macon, man, we got a young guy by the name of Vero that's like doing his thing, little young 25-year-old guy. So this is what I told them. I said, listen, you can have them kids, everything from 30 to 50, let me have it.
Right.
But here's what's going on now. Due to the way rap music is going now with all the drill and all the violence, God rest his soul, take off, King Von, everybody that's been dying. So all this shoot 'em up, bang bang music going on. So guess what we running into now? Guess what people 25, 21, all them now want to hear Tevin Cameron, want to do R&B nights and want to be away from
You know
the
what?
BS. Can we cuss on here?
I have noticed. I mean, not
Yeah.
as loosely as we would do
Okay,
behind the
we ain't gonna
mic,
go
but you know
crazy.
what I'm
But
saying?
I'm just saying, like,
Because Facebook kind of sensitive.
Yeah.
If we was on YouTube, we'll be going in.
Right. So what I'm finding out now is like, I really just kind of made the transition right after the pandemic. I was like, let the kids have it. I'm grown now. I still can rock the parties, but everybody now want to hear old music. Even the young folks, they want to hear King George. What they want to hear, Shawty Low music, 10 years old. Juvenile first album, 20 years old. Biggie, Tupac. Hip hop is like 40 years old now.
I did catch. I have seen some young folks listening to some songs. I caught my nephew listening to Knee Deep.
Yeah, Outkast. Yeah. I was just with them Friday.
Outkast?
No, Jay Morris Group.
Oh, Jay Morris Group. Oh, okay, yeah. There's been a lot of that going on people's storyline.
Yeah.
I didn't even know those people listening.
So yeah. So, but for even you to say like, I'm the number one guy and all that, I very rarely look back on what I've done. I just been in the moment and just doing it. So, with social media, it'll pop back up.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it. It's
definitely even for you when you was an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stages, a lot of platforms. Like, man, come on out and do it. You still got some good music, man.
Musically,
yeah.
I don't know where I rank.
Come on, Duck. And 5 Heartbeats. Come on, Duck.
Yeah,
write some songs.
Musically, I don't know where I rank. I did say that if I come back to the music world, it won't be rapping.
What people don't understand.
I'm working on my singing.
But what people don't understand is, Chris, like, you don't have to be the best at it to make a good record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Keith Sweat is not the best singer, but he got the best slow jams.
He just makes it great, but she makes
it. You know what I'm saying? So same way with rap, like, nobody believed in Shawty Low.
Yeah, but I do think that I tried rap and it just probably wasn't my genre. That's what I do believe. That's what I believe. Because when I now, I haven't dropped into music, but now when I do like try to be creative, it's on a harmonizing R&B tune.
I just think you didn't want to deal with the politics of it, bro. What a lot of people don't know is, like, the music business is what it is. It's a business. It's a lot to go into it.
For me, the politics was fine.
And you was in a group too, so
yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah, every group done broke up, even the greatest in the world. New Edition.
That was a problem. I was trying to turn it from an artist to a record label CEO.
Yeah,
that's what I was doing. And to do that, you have to be more diligent than an artist have to. People really don't understand how diligent you have to be as an artist. Period. But I was having to be more diligent as a CEO with children still coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to be a father for real or try to sort of like parent my artists.
Oh, so listen, man, we all of us that had our kids, because all of us are right there together, like, I don't think we messed it up, but, we were really trying to find our way.
Yeah.
So my second time around with my daughter now, I'm really going hard on being a daddy this time. Well, father.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that happens. Because I definitely missed a lot of my kids' earlier part of their lives, which is why it was such an easy decision to make, walk away. I mean, I walked away for several reasons, but that was the main reason.
Yeah.
And I didn't know kids. My nephew's basketball career was starting to emerge, and he kind of needed that energy.
Yeah, he was a real Uncle Buck.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense. I felt like he had a better chance of making it as an athlete than I did an artist. You know what I'm saying? So it made sense. But yeah, let's get into DjSmooth, man.
Okay, yeah, man, we getting all off track, man.
It's all right. It's a lot of people who do know you, know the story, but there's a lot of people who just don't. They just don't. They're just on the outside looking in.
Right.
There are some people who are coming to this county and you wasn't living here, so they don't know.
Right.
All they see is the celebrity status of DJ Smooth. You see what I'm saying? So
and again, listen,
we're gonna take him back.
Can I say this? I put it this way now. The way we know your nephew and we know Trayvon.
Right.
We don't look at them no different, right?
Well, some might do.
But I'm saying me and you don't.
Yeah, right.
So when people say that I'm a celebrity, they kind of look at the people I'm around. They don't know that it's regular to me. Like I've been, my sister's father was a DJ. So I met Kilo when he was a kid. I met MC Shadi. I met D-Rock.
So it's almost like Stephen Curry and Kobe.
Yeah, it was like being, when you're around it, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know at the time. So when you say that, I'm just like, and I don't want to keep cutting y'all, but
it's fine because I know
it just throw me off because I'm like,
from you don't feel it.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it or feel it, bro. I'm regular as hell. But
that's good.
Only people who know that is me and people in your family.
That's
like,
good that you saying that now because a lot of people around local areas just don't know that. They don't know that.
Nah, and see, you work in the barber shop, so I can imagine the stories and the inflation or the cap that they put on top of me. I'm not rich.
Yeah. I mean, it's all kinds of perspectives that come through when you know.
So what's the question?
How and when did you know you wanted to be a DJ? And obviously you already kind of start to elaborate into that by talking about your sister's father.
Let me tell you the story, man. I was a hip hop kid. So I was breakdancing. When Hammer came, I had the pants.
You could do the typewriter?
I ain't never do that.
But you could do the MC
I was
Hammer
the hunching.
for sure.
I like to do the hunching, the Bobby Brown and MC Hammer hunch.
Okay.
Before pumps and the bumps. I was that guy. So like, I was like real big on dancing. And so in our day, man, there was a lot of school dances. You could go.
But back then, if you could dance,
you got the girls.
Popular.
Yeah. So if you could dance, you got the girls.
Yeah.
I even remember going, it was something big in Thomaston when we all went to Six Flags for 4th of July.
On the bus.
On the buses. Mm-hmm. You know, that's when you went,
without your parents.
Without your parents. We had chaperones.
Yeah.
If you had a girlfriend, you got your fingers stanking.
Yeah.
On the way up there, on the way back.
On the way back, definitely.
Balls blue as hell. Tongue kissed. All the way up 1941.
Taking them back.
Yeah. So those were the good old days, before that. But I was into dancing, man. So I loved Bobby Brown, New Edition, and MC Hammer. So, and I tend to think that I was a different kid from everybody down here because I was with the finger waves in the hair. I had the high top fade. Shout out to Pop Watson, man. Like, so I had a cold fade game, man.
Yeah.
And even when we had what they used to call it, the fat back, it was like a shag thing to the back.
The young people right now incorporate that to the yellow beezy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a little different the way we did it with the part in the middle.
Really fat in the back. It stick way back here, a lot of people.
Right.
Especially down there in Crawford County, they were like.
And if you was real, if you really wanted to sauce it up, you went to Walmart or Kmart, man, and got your S-curl kit and put it on top of there and made that thing look real wet and juicy.
What about the little blonde?
Yeah. Put the blonde streak in it, the Kwame. So, but so I mean, I was big into that. Then our era too grew up off Yo MTV Raps.
Right.
So we got an opportunity to see that because for some reason in Thompson, we didn't get BET, so we didn't see Rap City or whatever was going on the BET network. We only get MTV. And a situation happened, man, where I was going to the dances. Then I tried to have a little basketball career going on. All of us love MJ, so we all would go to the Civic Center and play. But something happened between whatever year in the 90s, and I got an opportunity to play for Al Dawson that works at the fire department.
He got this. He got the.
He had a kid.
He got the
smoking place right up the street from him. But he had a club called My Place.
Right.
And
I heard
if you're from Thomaston,
about My Place.
Yeah, and you're a 70s baby.
No, I wasn't even off the porch.
Yeah. If you was a 70 baby, you knew about my place.
So 70 babies mean you had to be born in the 70s?
Born in the 70s,
Okay.
between 74
Okay.
and 78, I guess. Because I ain't going to tell my age, but I was, I was born somewhere in that era or whatever. So, but yeah, so Al Dawson had that space downtown, and I don't know how it happened or how we linked up, but somewhere, because I went to school with his nieces, with Pam and everybody. So some kind of way it came to play that we were gonna do a teen night over at my place, and I ended up being the DJ, and that was like my start as far as getting it going. This is when I'm doing cassette tapes. So for you young people out there don't know,
so he's just segueing right on into my next question. When was his first gig? So that's basically what he's describing right
my
now.
place. Yeah, that was my first, if you want to say professional. I don't even know what he gave me. I think it would give me $30.
But you said cassette tapes?
I was DJing off cassette tapes.
Not the vinyl.
No, well, I didn't have any at the time.
Right.
So I had access to all the cassettes because being that my sister dad ran Calvin Jermaine's record shop,
right,
I would get all the tapes for free. So any music that came out, I pretty much had it, listen to the whole album or whatever, and we had component sets, stereos or whatever. And so I had access to it. So when he hired me for the job, and that's when Edward J tapes was coming out. So I was really bootlegging. I play an Edward J mixtape, put it on, and I go down there and dance too and grind it out. Okay. And, you know, we were hunching pretty good back then.
So how did you come about scratching and mixing?
I came across some old equipment, courtesy of I know one I think I found in like some kind of trash. You know how people put stuff side the road or whatever. I had like a little component set on it, and the other turntable that I had was given to me or gifted to me through Mark Hope. Okay. Hope Dog.
Hope Dog. Shout out to
Hope
Dog.
I had one of Hope's turntables, which I think it was either gray or we spray painted it gold or whatever. Because there used to be a program in the Circle for kids during the summer or whatever. You could go down there, I think either Miss Trice or somebody, but it was like a summer break, and we would all go down to the Circle, to the office, and there was like a summer program for the kids to come and kick it.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so, and Irvin Trice was like my best friend.
Right.
So I would be over there, and then we'd go to the Circle, and that's where everything comes about now, where I'm doing everybody's wedding.
Yeah.
So Head out there, Timmy Lyons was out there, Mark Hope, they was out there, like everybody that stayed in the park. Because truth be told, when people talk about Thomaston, I've lived everywhere.
Yeah. I
lived out, just to segue to that, I stayed out there in the trailer park in the Height, like 2 trailers away from WeGo, Monty, Didi and all of them was over there, shot the Schiffer. Yeah. So we used to be over there back and forth.
R.P. to Muncie, he would definitely talk about those times.
Yeah, we played ball together and all that, man.
Especially talking about playing ball.
Yeah.
I think that's how me and you kind of like started to become friends, because you and my sister was already friends with the party scene.
Yeah. We was all
you kind of became friends at the Civic Center.
Yeah.
Because that's just pretty much the only place I was gonna be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you start coming in there, that's when we start like knowing each other.
Yeah.
You know
and then too, me and you had the same kind of spirit on the court. While Cortez and all them like they're arguing.
Yeah. Yeah, they
we didn't argue.
They competitive spirit.
Yeah, we like, man,
like extremely high, you know.
Throw me the ball, man. I'm shoot. I ain't finna do all that arguing.
I think sometimes I think we forget that they competitive spirit be so high, you know what I'm saying? That sometimes it might get a little beside.
Listen, man, I've never seen so many games go long when the score was 31. What we played at 32.
I've seen myself over there irate, when I'm competitively high spirited, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I've seen it's and that's another thing too, man. Being from here, man, those some great days.
Yeah,
at the Civic Center. We used to ride bicycles from Lincoln Park, come out there and play.
Yeah,
you know,
be in there all day too.
Yeah. Sweating, stinking, and all that, and then Carol, it was cool.
That's what I do want to ask you about the DJ and the difference between back then and now. You said cassette tapes, and I do know that the scratching became a part of your DJing heavy in the 90s.
Yeah, that was all.
Especially after the movie Juice, it seemed like that was it was a sport at that point in time for DJ.
Well, it was big for us on Yo MTV Raps because like before Juice came out, we saw Dr. Dre and Ed Lover on the show, and they had a set of decks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we call them. And the DJ was like some
Right.
turntables or wheels of steel
Yeah.
or some decks, and they would be up there playing around or whatever with it. So that was, as far as being a real professional DJ at the time, that was what you needed, or that was the essential tool that was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no. I mean, nowadays now people can just grab a computer and just throw that on the
No.
front of their name.
No,
And
I would definitely say like no disrespect to nobody who's doing it. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
not at all. I mean,
Because
there's levels and there's a time and a place for everything. So
yeah.
I mean, if you feel it in your heart and you want to do it, it's cool. But for most people, if you really got a passion for it,
Yeah.
you'll see. Like with me, I'm probably 30 years in the game with it, and because I have a passion and a love for it, my gigs still come versus people now trying to figure out.
Now this is what I'm finna explain, like the delicacy of it. Like no disrespect to nobody who just
None
using
at
that
all.
computer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What I'm saying is anybody can play music. I can get this thing right here and just turn some music on.
Oh yeah. Now you can jam a good backyard party.
But there's a difference between me playing music and DJing. There's crowd control.
Crowd control.
I don't know anything about that.
Right.
I don't know how to control a crowd. I will play what I like.
Right.
What feels good to me. And that don't always be the case for a DJ.
Now you have to find when I started, man, a lot of parties I did, man, it was into 300 to 500 people. So you had to really figure out and maintain the good, they say vibes now, keep the party jamming.
Right.
Switch it up. And, there's a lot of lives that I've saved.
Exactly.
Because I knew the temperature in the club.
Exactly.
With, for some reason, DJs and all of us, we know who don't like who. And we have a peripheral of everything. Like the same way the pastor can see the whole floor of the church and he see when they screaming over there, they sleep over there.
Yeah.
The lady in the front ain't got no drawers on. I'm just joking.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But it's just, we could kind of see where everything's going, and the music controls so much of it. So, when the NWA stuff started and when the 3-6 Mafia stuff started, the Tear the Club Up stuff.
So how hard was it to DJ with these songs when they are favorable songs and they're peaking at the time?
We were learning as we were going, because like after about my third party, when I ended up shutting down the club and packing my stuff up at 12:30, I'm like, I can't play these records no more. I figured it out. So as soon as I played the 3-6 Mafia, the chairs flying.
The 3-6 Mafia, they like won Grammys. You know what I'm saying? But you got
after
right
after this, but their music was what people now call drill music or whatever. Their music was fight, beat up people,
throw balls,
whoop ass,
tear the club
up music.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was influential. So
people B, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like it was what it was.
And everybody was drinking cheap liquor.
Yeah.
So if you drinking gin and Irk and Jerk, or you drinking that BS, just the worst stuff in the world, 151, and you in there and it's already 100. The air conditioning system in the clubs wasn't what it was, so. Yeah. It's hot, you drunk, we partying, you close to somebody, and they pushing and shoving and stepped on you.
Oh, yeah. This is for my co-host who ain't with us.
Yeah.
We having a battle. He's with the Concord. What number that is?
11s.
That's what he with. I'm with the 3s. So I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure when Kev see this episode.
In my opinion, that's the worst shoe. I always thought that shoe was ugly.
The 3?
No. The Concord.
The Concord?
I thought it was a bubblegum looking shoe. Now, in retrospect, now in hindsight, I like the shoe. It's a comfortable shoe. And I think I just wear it because of the culture. But if you see today, this is what I went to.
Yeah.
I throw it on. I throw 11 on the flex.
I mean, I watch your Instagram and your Facebook, your social media, and you post because you have a thing about
Shoe game DJs.
right,
Yeah.
and you post a lot with your shoes on. A lot of times they be shoes that hadn't came out yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do notice that this number you don't let that number, you don't miss that number too often when it comes out with a
No.
colorway.
This was the Dope Boy shoe.
Now, see that, Kev? I mean, I didn't even know that. You heard it? That's just another add-on, okay? That's just another add-on to why this.
This was the Dope Boy shoe. Remember, I made a post on Facebook, and I'm like, all of us as kids, we didn't know we were poor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you grew up in Thompson, realistically, though, I don't care what side of town. Like, when I stayed in the trailer park, I didn't look at it. It was home.
Right.
So I didn't care. Like, you miss no meal. I don't care if it was hot dogs,
Right.
bologna meat, whatever. We
Fashion,
thought that was
fashion wasn't a necessity or something.
No.
Yeah.
Pro Wings.
Yeah.
Payless.
Yeah.
All Stars.
I mean, people would literally get shoes and get them dirty in 2 days.
No problem. We didn't care.
Yeah.
Until between 85 and 88.
Yeah.
And when this shoe came out, because we didn't care about the two.
Right.
And we getting way off track. This just
this is
we
part
just
of
conversating.
This is definitely part of the show.
Right. So because like ones are the ish now, but we didn't care about that one. It was cool. And then the two came out, this shoe and the free throw line. And if you went to Upson Lee,
This the free throw line shoe.
This the free throw line shoe. But if
see that, Kel? That's adding on, man. And it just said something I said. People wasn't interested in the two. The two almost killed the brand.
Right.
The three came
out with
Spike
Lee and the free throw line. But this is what Spike Lee and Jordan didn't do this.
Right.
This was the Dope Boy shoe.
Okay.
If you sold crack cocaine and drove a Cutlass and you came to a Ari Lee or a Upson High School basketball game in what is now the middle school gym,
right,
with a starter jacket and whatever the Nike sweatsuit that went with this, like you didn't know that till you went to the game in your Pro Wings, whatever you had on at the time, or your regular Nikes, and seen whatever dope boy from downtown, Lincoln Park, the Village, Womer Hill, wherever they were from, and we know who y'all are. We're not gonna say nobody's name, but would come into the game like we looking now, with gold chains on.
You definitely
baseball hat to the side.
Yeah, you definitely had 3 for the 5 or something.
Yeah, so it's like you didn't know then, and at the time, sneakers was
the
either
shoe store
downtown,
sneakers.
God rest his soul, Sugar Ray. Like you went in there and just kind of just looked at the shoe because it was a Honda.
You couldn't get it.
Yeah, mama.
Yeah.
And listen, my mom tells this story because I got the Concord, not the Concord, the what's the one with the red toe? It's a 6.
I mean, I got stuck. I'm stuck on the 3.
It's got the red toe. It was the red toe thing. I think it's I don't want to say Concord. Whatever it is. I remember, bro, I prayed and to Jesus. What's the Islamic God? Allah. I cried. My mom said I was in the room rolling the ride, shouting and screaming and everything in my sleep.
Did you get him?
I got that shoe. Some kind of way.
But was the assumption you sold dope when you got the shoe?
No, man, I never thought about it. I was just trying to keep them clean, and go to the basketball court because you thought you could jump higher.
So with that, all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, especially you, Kel,
this the shoe.
This the shoe.
This the shoe.
It's the shoe.
That 11 was some other Michael Jordan basketball thing. Like the culture had started.
They got this video where they asked Michael Jordan what his favorite shoe is. You know, he was like, it's like asking what's his favorite child. But he said the Concord. He said that was number 1. That's what he said. He said that was number 1, and he said the 3 was number 2. But I just told Kev when he was doing that interview, I think he was speaking on the sales.
That might have been the sales, and it may have been he spoke about these early shoes versus the later shoes as far as the technology and the comfort of the shoe.
So he got a private jet and he got it colored out. He got it colorwayed out of one
with
of
the
his
elephant
shoes.
print.
Yes, come
Yeah.
on, man. That was
But
Cap. His favorite is
also
the 3.
too, yeah, and this shoe and the 4, it made it hard on us little young broke kids, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
I
man.
ain't
I'm
too
talking about
favorable over
that
the 4. It just
that
feels like
black
a
4
It feel like a Timberland boot.
with the wings on it.
Yeah. Then it get up in my toe.
I mean, I don't care about the feel.
Oh, okay. You
But
just going off the fashionable look.
you did not need a car or money
You just had it.
if you had that shoe, the 3 or the 4, back in
you could pull
88.
them. You could pull them.
Yeah. That's what it is now. Like, to this day, I don't care nothing about a car, bro. I have never drove a high-end vehicle ever in my life, bro. Y'all remember I had that 64 Buick LeSabre?
Yeah.
That big blue car?
Yeah.
I've never cared about cars. But these shoes?
Yeah.
Shoes was my, that's my.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. I can get more attention right now with a Dunk or a J.
And you probably still got some of the originals.
Nah,
okay.
Not really, because we didn't know to take care of them, man. We wore them and washed them and wore them and washed them and cleaned them and toothbrushed them.
Some guys around here still got the original.
God rest his soul, I believe if Monty was here, he probably
still had some originals.
Yeah. He was one of the first guys I seen.
Some of the bottoms would be a little yellow.
Yeah. I'd probably call Cortez and
see if he
got some.
He definitely
from back
got
in the
pretty
day.
much 72% of his original.
What he had back in the days?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
Yeah, he probably gave some away.
Yeah,
might have gave a couple to his father. The Emancipation weekend, man. I'm gonna talk about how I feel about it, and then I'm gonna let you elaborate on that weekend because
it's near and dear to my heart.
I know.
Participating in that
it's
for
near and dear to
all
a
my
lot
life.
of people's heart. For me, I don't know what the Emancipation weekend was like before I came. When I came, it was clearly the 90s. The late 90s is the most I can remember. Okay. The parades was like an hour, 30 minutes long.
Bands,
cars, horses.
Yeah.
Just you name it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Small businesses. You know what I mean? I mean, the parade was almost just as important as the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It was like
as the speech.
The parade is like breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's true, man. If you didn't get a go-kart for Christmas to have the ride in the parade in May, you felt bad.
Yeah.
Or if you didn't have a motorcycle or a 4-wheeler or a 3-wheeler.
You had people who had their cars hid for them months.
Yeah, they didn't pull them out until then. They dropped tops or they.
But all of the festivities would eventually wind up in the bottom, the Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
What's the name of the street?
It's MLK though.
MLK.
It's
That's
MLK.
it. MLK.
Which would take you into.
I remember
the bottom.
I remember at least by 3:00. If you wasn't already down in there, it was gonna take you about an hour, 30 minutes to get there. And then if you got it in there, it's gonna take you another hour, minute to find somewhere to put your car.
Right. Yeah, man. Then it was
gonna take you another 30 minutes to walk from your car to the actual festive. You know what I'm saying? And this was like almost shoulder to shoulder, every inch of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Festive.
Barbecue grills, everybody going.
Culture. And you was in the slap middle of it pretty much every year.
Yeah.
That I remember.
Yeah. And shout out to Carl Trice, man, when he started doing the car show on Sundays. That was later, but it was still
down there.
He kicked it off down there.
It was still down there.
Yeah. Well, I think he started it where the parade was on at one time, but he moved it down there to the bottom, and it was dope too, bro.
How important was that to your career?
I think it was big, bro. I didn't quite know what marketing and promotion was for then. I was just doing it for my home, bro.
I remember them really big posters about this.
Yeah.
About this they would be fluorescent colors and it'd just be nothing but words.
They look like the old James Brown posters from back in the day. Yeah. So I found that company, bro, but what I used to do Earl Dr. Disco used to go to Walmart and take the big magic marker and make the posters
Himself.
and put them out. And I was like, man, this is a lot. Because
It's a lot.
what I did do was, as a young DJ and as I started to evolve and figure out what I wanted to do, so I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out some of them guys. So
Right.
Bruce the Deuce, Smoking Lester, Chico.
Now it's gonna be
Flintstone.
some people. It's gonna be some people watching this that ain't gonna know who in the world you
They
talking
ain't gonna
about.
know, but they like they like the legends around here, man.
Right.
Clyde and Company.
The door openers.
Yeah, my sister's father, Calvin Jermaine. That's the guy that was on the radio at T95, which is Fun 101 now.
Right.
Or whatever. But like all of those guys, Sir Toot and Master out of Barnesville,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, all of these, I don't want to call them OGs, but they were like big homies to me or big brothers or whatever. So when they seen me coming up, they like opened the doors for me, especially like Clyde, or if I was somewhere around, because Bruce the Deuce used to be the DJ on the stage in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And he was from downtown, or either Clyde or whatever was there, but, you know, they kind of just opened the doors for me. And Flintstone used to be the DJ at Tequila Club for Pop Watson, as well as Calvin Jermaine.
Right.
So, you know, all of that stuff was going on. So when the opportunity came to be a part of the Emancipation celebration, I was just like, it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It never was a charge or a fee, but
Right.
what I did, I found my way into a situation where it was like, you know, I'll do this all day for them. Like, just give me a place to throw a party that night.
Right.
And, you know, lo and behold, the relationship between me and Pop Watson turned into what it turned into. And, man, we had some legendary days at the world famous Tequila Club,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the American Legion.
Right. Right.
And also Snack Daddies, which was Mark Hope.
Mm-hmm.
He had that
Crow's
venue.
Nest,
Boys,
now known as.
and Charlie Worthy,
Oh yeah.
right there across the street from my
Yeah.
mom's.
Yeah.
Right there. It was some
Yeah.
legendary nights,
so-
man,
so-
and parties.
For me, a dancer, I would love to come down there when I knew you was DJing.
Right.
And at that point in time, that's when the younger crowd would pretty much be under the pavilion.
Yeah.
You know, it still be some older cats walking around trying to get their perv on, but it's just be the young guy or young
Right.
crew. And man, I'm talking about some show enough dancing. And I can remember you would have parties for the young crew behind this place, behind the Tequila Club.
That was the lodge. Anybody who know anything about Masons and all that stuff, which
Yeah.
I don't know how that society works.
Right.
You know, it's really quiet as kept with them. Like
Yeah.
you either one of them or you ain't. It's like Secret
Yeah.
Service. It's like
Yeah.
you see us, but I ain't
Yeah.
gonna, I can't explain to you what
Right.
this is.
Right.
So
Right.
shout out to y'all. I think my cousin is one.
Yeah. Mike is
But
one.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so they agreed to give me the building. But
Right.
here's the thing. Upstairs was sacred. So you couldn't go upstairs. You
Yeah.
know, so y'all don't jump on me now. I did go up there just I just wanted to see. I thought it was like the ghost of Christmas past or something that was up there go get me for going up there. But you know, they were always like, just stay up there. And I'm gonna tell you a crazy story about that. That's where I met my wife.
Oh yeah.
My wife was a customer. She came to one of those dances.
I can remember that.
Yeah.
We
Now, for those that
classmates, we
don't know,
classmates.
she hates when I tell this story because it sounds crazy, but it's not or whatever. Because I'm like 6 years older than my wife,
Right.
or whatever. So she just happened to be one of the people there when I was throwing one of those parties, and you know how you see
Yeah.
somebody or whatever, and it's like, pretty little girl right
Yeah.
there. I'm like, yeah. So that's where it was left at.
Yeah.
And you know, years later when she
Years
was
later,
21,
right,
22.
Right.
You know, I was like,
I
that
re-
same girl.
I remember those nights distinctly because
$5 party.
I don't know if I ever told you this. I don't know if I ever had a reason to tell you this or if it never crossed my mind, but it's present in my mind now.
Okay.
I don't know who to owe the credit to, you or the particular artist with the music at the time. And at the time, there was a popular dance called the Rag Top.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
So,
that's an
me
A-Town
and
West Side.
Yeah, so me and this guy by the name of Javanzo, he's a very popular dancer at the time, like untouchable. Nobody could touch his dancing skills.
Right.
But this ragtops dance was very popular, and you played the song, and I started doing the dance. He saw me doing the dance, challenged me. Me being me, I'm going at it with him, and you provided this opportunity for like almost an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
On the fly, just turn it into a dance contest.
I mean, that's what it was. They was hyping us. The crowd
Right.
was hyping us, and it's like you just kept a steady flow of music that gave us the opportunity to do this ragtop. I'm gonna explain to the people who don't understand what the ragtop is. All it is just doing a whole bunch of hopping on your tippy toes, but you
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
have almost an 80-degree angle bendage of the knees.
Yeah.
But what you're doing with your arms and hands,
Put it is it's like doing the Fred Sanford dance real fast.
right?
Yeah, where you cross.
So the very next day, I went to basketball practice. I dunked for the first time.
Oh man, I got your ego and your adrenaline up.
I was trying to figure out how is it that I'm jumping so much higher today. And I thought about it. That Saturday night, I had been rack topping for an hour against Javenzo.
Oh boy,
so I always think about that when my first time dunking. It's owed to that night.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was some of that DjSmooth, intense calf muscle training.
On top of the fact that nobody could ever go the distance with Javanzo. He would always murder him.
Right.
But I was going the distance. Although he probably was winning. He was getting the best of me. But I was still going the distance, and I was very proud of that, man.
You know what, man? I'm glad I could be a part of that. Your life history at the club and that slam dunk.
That right there, those moments, the Emancipation Weekend, because I'm be honest with you, I don't do good in crowds. I get really nervous.
Right.
I don't have a big case of anxiety, but
I forgot what they call that. What they call that personality thing?
I don't know. But it's definitely something that I have. But when I would come to the pavilion and you was DJing and I was dancing, I never felt that pressure. I never felt like, I'm in a area full of us. And you know how we get when we get around each other, man.
Right.
We get into it. And I think that had a lot to do with the damages of the celebration getting weak.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, the culture changed a lot. The demographic of the people changed a lot. I think in the defense of the Emancipation Committee as well as the new downtown committee, I think there's a lot of communication that's not there or not on the table. I think there's a certain amount of stubbornness with certain people in certain positions sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we've all been, I think I remember when Langston and a couple other younger, bodies tried to get involved or whatever. There was a lot of pushback or whatever because I never got into it. It's just when I called to say, hey, what we doing? Why don't y'all do this? I gave a lot of ideas to people to say, hey, times are changing. Let's try this or try that. I'm gonna still come and show up. And to this day, I still do. I haven't been doing it for the Emancipation Committee. Shout out to Mr. Hughley and everybody with the downtown committee. They say just come. And I there's no charge. They give me a donation or whatever to cover my time, cover my gas. I've never charged them. Even when I did it for Langston them, they might give me a check for like $200 or something, just for coming.
Now see, that's your perspective on that end, on the committee. That's what that's your take on it. Let me elaborate on our position, like the people.
Right.
Not the, you know what I'm saying?
Because now here's the thing. Now also too, let me just say, I'm involved as far as entertainment for them, but I was never at any meetings.
Right.
I never saw.
You never had any input on how things.
I never saw what was on the agenda.
Yeah.
I never saw what was put into preparation for getting ready from year to year.
Yeah.
I just always told them, if you need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
And I'm coming. So in some cases, I'm where you're at as a loyal Upson County citizen, which until 2004, like I moved in 2004. I left and went to Middle Georgia. So I moved to Warner Robins, Macon area. So
no, what I'm talking about is I'm finna address us.
Yeah,
the
just the
people.
people. How
Yeah,
y'all
I'm
feel?
finna address us. No, it's not about how we feel. I'm finna address the situation. Like, I don't really think people really understand the fabric of that situation. I know they probably want to be upset with the committee, and there are probably some things that the committee probably could be a little bit less tight about.
Right.
That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point is, we, the people, had an effect on that. And I don't think nobody really understands that. And what I'm gonna explain, we've always gotten into it with each other. There's always been animosity.
Yeah.
There's always seemed to be the perfect opportunity to get it off your chest when everybody is trying to enjoy themselves. Okay, but
Yeah, that's been our MO.
when gun usage became such a recreational thing, is
Right.
when things got, you see what I'm saying, out of
Yeah.
control. Then there's always people getting into little fights here and there. You know, the little fights will break up and the celebration continues.
Right.
But the second people started liking to shoot their guns,
Right.
it got a little out of control. And what
Yeah.
happened was some animosity was going on. Gunshot was fired, and a little girl was hit.
Right.
And that shook everyone,
Right.
right? Because you don't know if this is gonna happen again.
Right.
All right.
And I'll say this too. I know where you're going with this, and I think that's when whatever people that was in place kind of let law enforcement
exactly
take too much control opposed to helping control
exactly
the situation.
So the year before, they had like 120 state troopers all over the city,
Right.
pulling people over left and right.
I remember that. Yeah, that was the turning point. That's when
That made people angry.
Yeah.
So
there was
the
a lot
very
of
next year,
noise
the very next
violations.
year, they had their regular duty officers. Now it's enough to still maintain control, but just it ain't gonna be controlled as fast, right? This is when the gunfire thing took place and the little girl got hit. Okay, now you got people feeling like, well, dang, do we need the law enforcement or don't we need them? That was a problem. Then you had people with safety issues because they didn't want to be caught up in no drama. All right.
Right.
Now you get that out of the way. There's this old group that used to have a celebration every year, just to themselves, playing their little band music. Okay, and that's when Carthon graduated, and he was having a graduation block party.
I remember that year.
And it's like it was together. No one never just said we ain't going there to the park no more.
Right.
They just went to this block party. And after a while, hey man, where y'all at? We over here. That turned into where everybody was.
Yeah.
It was never any room for that kind of situation. It just got out of hand.
Yeah.
Right?
It was what Carthon graduation year did is kind of like what Freaknik did in Atlanta by accident.
Right.
It was like this was a college party. Same thing with him. This was a graduation party. And like I said, the culture was changing of the demographic and the kids, even with marketing and promotion and Facebook and MySpace and all of that. And everybody's like, well, we finna go here, and have a good time and have kind of a cookout / block party. And it just happens to be the weekend of Memorial Day, which is the same weekend as Emancipation Day. And now you have this popular kid that's having a cookout for his graduation, and everybody just gravitates to it. And all of a sudden, by nobody's fault of its own, it's like, let's do this again.
Right. So when we said we were gonna do it again, we winged it the first time, so it was just out of hand.
And
so
listen,
now the second time,
I couldn't even be a part of it.
But we still called you.
We
was calling everybody that we could call because we wanted it to organize it this time.
Right.
And
I don't know what it was. I think the radio. I was doing radio then. I think something happened with radio and Soul Jam, or something came up that kept me from participating in that year that it happened.
But you still gave us ideas and directions.
Yeah. Me and you talked. I think either like Woodstock.
And people. I gotta say, it was better than the first year, but it still was a little out of control because we was young. We know what we was doing. You know what I'm saying?
And what
That
happens
is how
is,
this downtown community emerged. They like, we got to get control of this because some of the
yeah,
neighborhood people were like, we like the celebration and everything, but this still our yard.
right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
and here's something that most people, when it comes to like the entertainment stuff, what people don't think about a lot of times too, there's got to be structure. There's got to be this, because it's cool to do something one time.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to do it again and you're going to be dealing with a mass amount of people, amplified music, there's ordinances that you may not even know exist
Mm-hmm.
that's on the books. So, even now with a lot of stuff that's going on, there's things that people have put on the books that we're not privy to. So when the wall get hit to say you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know, it's like whatever meetings, whatever votes, whatever it is that you didn't do or participate in played a part in that. So you kind of have to figure it out. And then too, and I think there's something that I deal with this with the music business, and I tell everybody this too. Like, there's when you get into stuff like what's going on with the Emancipation Committee, the Downtown Committee, and this and that, like, you definitely need a good-minded, strong-headed lawyer
Mm-hmm.
that can go ahead and say, this is what you can and you can't do ahead of time. Because even when you're going to open a, a big business or whatever it is, you
Right.
need to know, like, you can't just open a restaurant.
Now,
You got to know
now, let me
you
ask you
got this
this.
and that going on.
Let me ask you this, because this was just recently, this past Emancipation weekend.
Oh, it was a mess.
Well, yeah, they
Well,
did.
it was
I mean,
they got met with some
the actual
barriers.
celebration itself turned out fine. I'm talking about leading up to it.
Right.
Leading up to it was a mess.
I seen it online.
Right. So,
I don't
what do
speak
you
on
think
it.
about but how do you feel? Because when they offered the opportunity to celebrate the weekend up on the square the way they do all their little celebration, they offered that. They gave us that opportunity to celebrate it up there.
I got the call and it was brought to my attention, but
Why do you
I
think people don't want to do it though? Why do you think people did feel uncomfortable?
I I don't know, but I know sometimes with us there's things that we want to do or things that we want to engage in that might not quite possibly be. Let's look at it like this: like, for us, there's always been situations where we look at it like there's places we won't go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to Atlanta right now, I know people in Atlanta now that just will not go to Cobb County.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
Where I'm going with
right.
this?
I get that.
And it's just like now, like, you know how they told like PNB Rock got killed? It's like, if you in South Central, you just don't want to go to the Roscoe's in South Central.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So for us being who we are in the Black community, that may, and I'm speaking on myself, that may be not where we want to be to engage in what we want to engage in for that weekend and let our hair down and cut loose a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We feel like
so you're gonna put
it's
us
a setup.
Yeah, you're gonna kind of put us in a straight jacket, if you will. Not necessarily a straight jacket, but
or then too, some things you don't
tone our culture down, if you will.
It may do that, but it's like, it's just some things that it's kind of acceptable in some places, or certain things you could do. Like when we're downtown or we're over here, and I'm not gonna elaborate on that, but it's just certain things that go on that we just understand it, and that group of people up there not gonna understand it. So to let them in that world and see that, they may use it against you.
Right, and I get that, and I get that where people coming from, but it's hard for me personally because I've always been in limbo with some of the idealism from our culture, because growing up for me, it was hard to fit in anywhere. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, me and you was in the same boat.
I'm black,
yeah,
but that doesn't quite make me fit in the white society. And although I'm black, I'm nerdy as a mother.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make me fit in the urban community neither. So
Hey man,
I'm
I was
always in
extremely
limbo.
different too, bro.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Even
literally did not do all the things. I
right.
went from dancing to, and sometimes that's kind of why people look at me in a certain light, because it's like I took the different road
Hmm.
and went after my dreams, and
Instead of
it worked out.
fall to your
Yeah,
environment. Yeah.
so I used to feel away sometimes because I'm like, I would hear certain things and I would see certain things and I would get treated a certain way because of what I had going on or
Hmm.
whatever. And I was like, but to a person who decided to go sell certain goods, do certain things, and possibly take themselves off the streets forever,
Yeah.
they were looked at in a brighter light than
Hmm.
somebody who, like, because I always say, man, I never hurt nobody,
Yeah.
never shot nobody, never cut nobody. I've probably only been in 3 or 4 fights ever in my life
Yeah.
or whatever. Played ball, and all I've ever done was give entertainment and just bring joy and happiness, and what
All
I'm saying.
right.
There's never been any. So me and you kind of the same way. I'm
Same.
like,
Yeah.
I didn't. Me and you used to have those discussions because there
All
were
the
certain
time.
people that were like,
Yeah.
why they want to be troublemakers?
Yeah.
What is it? It's like,
Let
because
me
I
let me ask
love
you
peace.
this, and we can kind of get off the emancipation.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think that when the other surrounding counties started having their own day celebration, do you think that kind of saturated the urge to want to be, or for other people, that is? Because emancipation used to just be everybody from Georgia.
Yeah, everybody
Now it's
came.
just mostly
Yeah,
Thomas. You know what I'm saying?
I
Do you,
think too the culture of being a promoter started to be a thing. So people also started realizing what I already knew was going on because I was already throwing parties for 10 plus years,
yeah,
and people in other places that kind of peeped the scene was like, oh wow, that's right. So like after Puff Daddy made a clothing line,
yeah.
here come
Everybody
Fat
follow
Farm,
suit. Yeah,
Baby Fat, this that.
Rockwell. Yeah,
Everybody's like, oh, so that's the recipe.
yeah.
So I started seeing people like, we're just gonna do it here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do a Griffin Day.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this, and people who are in the promotion or promoter type thing was
Jump
like, oh,
in.
let's have a party because
Right.
like I did it.
Yeah.
There was a Pike County Day,
Yeah, it was.
Thomaston Day, Woodbury had a day.
Yeah.
Even though Woodbury Day was you was a little leary. You let them be with them. So you have Woodbury, Greenville, this and
But they
that,
be
because
lit.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
lit, but it's like you kind of knew that was they were
Woodbury.
tight over there, boy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, it's one of the things that happened, but even with them, those people did too. There never was any real structure.
Yeah.
It was just like we throwing a big old cookout.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gonna police themselves,
Yeah.
and again, you're dealing with alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
probably substance, and then you're dealing with a
What,
lot of
what I'm saying though is
adrenaline
like,
and testosterone, along with what's going on nowadays in the streets with these women.
yeah.
You
What
know,
I'm saying is like, you go somewhere in Atlanta or any other part of Georgia, and they be like, "Where you from?" And you be like, "Thompson." The first thing they gonna say is
N word.
the N word.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
don't say that no more. They don't. They be like,
yeah.
they might be like, "Oh, you talking about the undefeated basketball team or the guy that just got drafted?" Like that's how you incorporate Thompson now. You don't need.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm guilty of that. I haven't. When I say where I'm from now, I'm from the bring 'em out, almost three times state championship,
Yeah,
Upson Lee Knights,
yeah,
and they're my kinfolk.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because me and Steve,
But
family.
that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Hopefully, in the future, we could repair the emancipation celebration and turn it back how it used to be.
Yeah, and this is my just out loud opinion that I just say to make the weekend be great. I think Friday should be a big graduation because they most time Upson Lee graduates on
Mm-hmm.
Friday. I think
That's right.
Friday would be a great graduation / meet and greet,
Mm-hmm.
fish fry, somewhere neutral, between the park and I don't care if it's at somebody who got some land or something,
Yeah.
or everybody just come into town, or we find somewhere to go. If everybody want to go to the Legion that Friday and have a grown folks, bridge the gap type of thing. Young folks meet your kin folks, meet your ancestors. Let's have a good time. Let's do an old school versus new school
Kind of
dance contest.
get it, kind of shift it back into the direction of the actual emancipation
and
not,
family,
and not the N-word day.
Right, not the N-word day, and just everybody come together that day from whether it's downtown area, the Lincoln Park area, the village, wherever. Everybody, let's have a good cookout, cook some hogs. Everybody kick it, tailgate, whatever that Friday for graduation, and then Saturday being what it is, the parade, the speeches in the park, then the actual whatever's going on is downtown. And then Sunday, let's have everybody from everywhere come back to the park and let's go back out there under the pavilion, do the car show back out there. That way, everybody gets their part. Downtown committee gets their light. Everybody come together Friday. It's graduation. Let's get these kids into college. Let's have a good time. And then Sunday is the big grand finale, cookout, emancipation.
No gun weekend.
No guns. Everybody come out to the park. If we can get car tries back on board, let's bring the cars and the bikes and big trucks out. Have the community just all come together. You know what I'm saying? And find a way to generate revenue, because both parties are having an issue with like fundraising.
Yeah.
Like, let's figure out a way to get Coca-Cola, Walmart, you know what I'm saying? If it's going to be an alcohol situation, let's figure out a way to get some sponsorship and some money involved. A lot of these lawyer firms that do what they do, you hear them on the radio, like they will give. So that's why I said two back to it. Let's try to help both parties find a lawyer or somebody that knows something about sponsorship business to help make this day be what it is.
Right.
Then let's get on board with law enforcement and the sheriff and the chief to say, hey, this is how we're trying to do to make this better, because we still got an issue with the youth.
We got to get over our frustration with the law enforcement. First of all, I mean, I ain't trying to say that they still not out there being jerks, because they probably are. There's probably some jerk police officers out there, but we gotta stop being upset with the police all the time, because we need them to protect us. Even though they're gonna come be jerks, we can't be jerks too. We gotta find a balance with the police. We need them, but with all that saying,
I don't speak on that much because I've always had a good rapport with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even when it was something that I ran into a closed door with, they gave me the real reason why. Like, this is why, Mr. Walker. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a police officer is just like a referee at a basketball game. Everything ain't a referee's fault.
Right.
A lot of that stuff be a player's fault. You know what I'm saying? And black people, I'm going to say this message to you, whether it's concerning emancipation or anything that has anything to do with us. Culturalistically, we are dead last in togetherness. Let that marinate on your brain while we move on.
Yeah, man. And go vote.
Definitely go vote.
Please go vote.
Go vote.
I don't care who you vote for.
Yes, sir.
Get out there and vote. Us black guys.
There's some stuff on there. I don't even know what I was voting for, but I just...
Listen, man, I did the NAACP of Warner Robins event yesterday, and they enlightened me, man. It was like close to 500,000 black men didn't vote.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, that's another thing, too. They got an app to let everybody know who didn't go vote. So if you ain't go vote, they going to find out who you is.
They got the numbers.
So if somebody didn't win their position, they want to find out who all the vote didn't
When he said the number, he said, man, that's enough people to sway whatever.
500,000. Good gracious.
Yeah.
All right. How did you become a radio personality? How did that come about?
DJ skills. My DJ brother, the godfather of my daughter. In 2004, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll say this now because you were saying this. I was one of the baddest mother suckers on the turntables.
Yeah.
DJing. So I was doing everything from Barnesville to Salem to Griffin or whatever. And I got invited to a DJ battle, which I never do those. And me and Skills was there, Silk was there. And so when it comes to like DJing, mixing, scratching, like really doing all of that stuff that you're gonna have to really be good at when it comes to doing a radio mix show, I was already on it. So DJ Wiz left IBB just all of a sudden. They opened up a new station called Blazing 92.3, and they had already been recruiting them. You know how this goes with basketball and stuff. Like they already been, hey man, we gonna snatch you up, leave him over there high and dry. So they snatched him up. And the story I got was he put a note under the program director's door like, hey man, I'm out. He was like, what? So Skills called me and said, man, so position came open, man. DJ Wiz left. He said, man, I told the PD about you. And he said, man, you got anything that you can send him, some mixes or something like a demo or whatever, just so he can hear what you got going on. And I'm like, yeah, kinda, but I never was really big on pre-recording my mixer. Like I just go to the place and rock the house and go home. And I didn't even sit there. I did all that practicing with cassettes in high school.
Right.
So lo and behold, I think I went somewhere, man, and summer I had a mix on a CD or something or whatever. I sent it to Skills. He set it up, and in a week, man, I went up there, and Chris Williams was like, man, do it. He said, man, I mean, no audition, no nothing.
Yeah.
He was like, man, we want you to come to the station. We want you to mix at 5 for us for this show. And I got on there and, showed my natural black butt on them turntables. He was like, you got the job. And this was in 2004, mid 2004. And they was actually doing some construction in the station. So we was in like a outside studio area, and me and the PD just hit it off. Skills was doing nights, and they were like, man, we want you to mix at 5 and, go on and go in with Skills at night. And we started Crunk City Djs. And from there, man, I didn't look back. It was on and popping. We actually we tried to do a big welcome to the radio station concert and stuff here, because I brought Jody Breeze that time, and Jazzy Faye came, which was dope. It was cool, but the night of my welcome to the station party, man, they tore that some gun up. So they got fighting like that at American Legion. Not American Legion, at Tequila Club. Yeah. Man, I had the van out there and all that, but I know I was finna run the bag up. But I was like, man, I finna make me some money. I'm going back to the station. Hooray! Man, I got down there, boy. Beat up the security. Everybody out there leaking. They read everybody off. I was like, man, because this is what hurt my heart about that party though. Is like, them folk came from everywhere, bro.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, them folk from Butler. Because when we got on the radio, what folks don't know, like 97.9 was like Crawford County, Butler, Perry, Thomaston, Buena Vista. Like, them folks heard it, so it was just a big deal because everybody saw me as just the DJ running around. So, if there's a party in Salem, party at Tequila Club, party at the Legion, party at, at Snack Daddy's, party at Charlie Worthy. So everybody seen me, for that was my Trayvon Walker moment.
Now I know.
Getting on the radio.
I know all about it.
Yeah. So, and that was big. And I was like, man, that was my doggone party, bro. So, and I wasn't mad about that. It's just, that happens anytime. Yeah. We knew who's in the neighborhood.
So being on the radio and being a DJ, local artists from the areas from, to them, it seemed easy to just get you to play their song on the radio.
And it was. I sacrificed and I stuck my neck out there for a lot of people that didn't
appreciate it. They didn't understand.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say they didn't appreciate it. They didn't understand it.
They didn't understand it.
Yeah, they thought, man.
That's why I changed it up and said they didn't understand it.
Because some people thought your song playing one time on the radio was gonna take you out of here.
Yeah,
and
it
felt good.
It
felt good, but it's like that wasn't it.
Yeah,
you still gotta. You know what I'm saying? And
so when I did.
You came and hung out with me?
I did, but before I came, we was using one of the OG's artists, Cellmate.
Right.
As our
Cellmate was hard too.
We was using him as our mentor, manager kind of guy.
Right.
And he was giving us the things that he knew. But the things that we didn't know, he would tell us to call and ask. And he was the one that told us to call you and ask.
Right.
And the first thing you said to us was the radio station should be the last place you bring your music. And we was like, what you mean? You was like, you got to do a whole lot of other stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And we still came to the radio station and hung out with you.
Yeah.
And we let you listen to the music, and you gave us a lot of pointers that we didn't know about our music.
Right.
And we took that back with us. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, how important is it for a young and up and coming artist to have a relationship with DJs?
It's very important now, bro, because we're finding out after the pandemic ended, in a sense. I mean, we're still on the back end of it, but we found out that going viral or being a TikTok artist or being somebody that just all of a sudden just seemed like you overnight, it didn't work in the artist's behalf. They got a lot of long term.
Yeah.
So, and they never had a long term. Like right now, I'll just give you an example. Like right now, where Spot 'em got him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He blew so fast. That song went viral. Was this and that. It was cool. He made a lot of money really quick.
Mm-hmm.
He bought some chains. He did this, did that. So like right now, he has probably nothing. If you play that record, it might be at a little birthday party or it might
right.
be at a wedding as a novelty record.
You're not going to get a reaction out of your crowd.
So let me just go back then. You take Jeezy, Tip, or Gucci. 15, 20-year career.
Mm-hmm.
And even if something goes viral for them now, it just enhances what their catalog was.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on with the younger people now, and you know, they're probably looking at people like NBA Youngboy, but NBA Youngboy's had a long career.
Yes.
He's been moving.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about NBA Youngboy
but
probably 4-5 years ago.
If you follow your Instagram or your social media, you'll be done seeing these artists before they become who they are.
Yeah.
Pictures
way. Yeah. I do a collage
you took a
now.
picture with Lil Baby and you was like, this guy's next, and we was like, who is this little chipmunk looking dude besides Smooth? You see what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy? Next thing you know, he is exactly who you said he was gonna be.
He one of the biggest in the game right now.
Yeah.
And but what's crazy is there's been a lot of artists around here that had that same potential. Here's the problem. They didn't have the team, the resources, or the finances, in a sense.
Or just work ethic.
Mm-hmm. And some of them's personality and attitude played a part in it too, to where it's like, you know, as good as you are, bro, and all that. And you know, and I'll say this now, God rest his soul, KD.
Mm-hmm.
KD was one of the hardest.
Yeah.
He was one of the hardest, bro. Pen game.
Yeah.
We just did something recently, man, when he wrote the song Burnt Out.
His professionalism in the studio was impeccable.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So he was from what I've been dealing with in Griffin, Thomaston, Barnesville, this and that. He was one of them ones. Eagle was one of them ones.
Big Gang
was one of them ones. Even it's some kids here in Thomaston that right that was hard. And it's just because you were bringing Edward Carter's son. He was coming do my Teen No ID when he was a jit.
Yeah, he had a real shot, man.
Yeah.
He had a real shot.
And what's the name? Them guys were hard. I did some stuff with them. Meet was helping them. Man,
Wild with it.
Yeah. Wild with it. Was one of the ones that was hard. Man. Even I'm gonna tell you a song that should have went. And I don't know why they don't redo it or whatever. But Tim and Scott. That F What I Pop.
That's B4.
B4. Scott.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? There's been some homegrown hometown records around here that like really had the potential. But you know, like I said, a lot of people may or may not known or didn't know. You know what I'm saying, man? Shout out to Jay Holler, one of the hardest lyricists that I know. You know what I'm saying?
You still get a certain reaction out of that.
I still play it. If I'm home, I still play it. We go up. I did that.
That's another thing I have to describe to people sometimes in a barbershop. They'd be like, Smooth. He don't DJ so good here, but you catch him anywhere else, and I be trying to tell them that that's crowd control.
Yeah, but
because he understand the fabric of what's going on here.
right. But I don't know what they're looking for. Like here's how I judge what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When I come home and I do these events or whatever too, it may not be so much of what a younger person in their mind think that I should play.
Right.
Because what happened with these kids now, they're listening to a lot of pain music. They're listening to a lot of ride in the car music.
Yeah.
Roll your smoke
Yeah.
music versus what gets a reaction in the club
In the
and what
club,
get people doing. So when I'm in the club and I fade in and fade out and I hit a crowd, because ain't nobody dancing like they used to. Everybody just standing and looking. It's a fashion show. You know, girls got 3 plays going on in that song gun. They got a sugar dad over here, a main boyfriend over here, and the dude who about to take her from him over there.
Because all that could create some bad situations.
All this is going on in the club. On top of, you know, we still one of them places where it's free. Alcohol consumption is this, you don't know what a person is. Then we in the pill era. So like what folks don't know is, listen, y'all, when I walk into the club, I know that I'm dealing with all this. So don't judge me off that, because I'm in here trying to keep control, save lives, eliminate the BS, because I'm like, I see what's going on over here.
Yeah.
I've already been on Facebook all week and know who
right,
beefing.
Because you kind of know us compared to where else you be. You might not know everybody. Correct. You pretty much know us, so you already done heard who got a problem with who.
Already, it's already, you know what I'm saying? I don't say them words, but it's like I already know is op this, is this that, is BS this, is this what's going on, is this baby mama, baby daddy stuff going on. So people don't, if they don't understand, hopefully now with your platform, they'll see like I don't go into the club without thinking about all those things, because I want everybody to go home.
Right.
I want everybody to go home safe. That's why people still to this day recognize me for like, I don't care what it is, boy, at 1 o'clock, Smooth gonna slow that thing down. Even to this day, I don't care if you don't dance or not, you can just sing the song. I'm gonna play Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
I will play some H-Town. I'll play some new whoever the new slow jam person is or whatever, I'm gonna play that because I want people to have an experience, but I also want people to go home with a mindset of I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna make it home to my kids and all that. I don't want it to be, because I know DJs that'll just stand behind the speakers and just put the pedal to the metal and let whatever happens happen. I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like, there's a dude in here I know knocked a dude out 2 years ago. There's a person in here that I know, she effed his him.
Yeah, it's a situation.
It's some situations in here that I'm like, I'm looking at and I know, and then, you know, then I'm really on high profile. Like, if my wife is with me, you know what I'm saying, and her friends or whatever. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know where jealousy and envy and animosity all play its part when you're inside of that club, you know, and I don't care how many security you got.
That's true.
It could turn to something. So for those of you that feel like I done fell off, no.
No. They don't think you fell out. They just think you DJ different here. They've been everywhere else and seen you DJ, and they be like, you know, Smooth killing.
But every city is different.
Right.
You know, so some cities do stuff different. Like I'm in places like, if y'all go on my Facebook and see when I'm at Social or see when I'm at Serenity, these are 30-year-old people that work on bases. Like everybody got something to kind of lose. So they come there to let their hair down and really have a good time.
The music isn't inspiring them to do nothing other than have a good time.
Yeah, and they want to hear the trap, the hood. They want to hear Lil Baby. I play Lil Baby, Moneybag Yo.
You know what is crazy to me about the everyday working person? They jam to those trap songs harder than people who actually trapping. The hand gestures and all that, they go in the most.
Here's the thing. Both demographics want to hear the same music.
Yeah.
They just don't want to be in the same room together.
Right.
So if you're 28, I have to say 30, but if you're 28, 29, 30 to 50 years old, because I'm not 50, but I know my age and where I'm at in comparison, I still like to hear, I want to hear the new Drake album, the Lil Baby, but I also want to hear Shawty Low,
Mm-hmm.
T.I., Jeezy. Then I also want to hear Uncle Luke,
Mm-hmm.
Booty Shaking Bass. Then I also want to hear Essence. I want to hear some reggae song. I want to
Oh
see the
yeah.
girl. I want to see
Yeah.
what's this dance called? I want to see the Jamaican dance. I want to see all of that.
I
And
used to
then
know the
two,
name of it.
yeah, whatever the Jamaican juke.
Yeah.
And then two, I want to hear Keith Sweat, H Town, and then I also may want to hear We've Only Just Begun, or an Isley Brothers old record. So
Old tune.
that's the fun that I'm having now for DJing for folks 30 and up.
Right.
Versus I got to play 20 little baby records for people 25 and under. And NBA Youngboy and drill this and kill everybody.
Yeah.
So if you know that, and I can play for all of them because I do assemblies for kids.
Yeah.
And because I'm having to play for the school, because we had an ordeal.
Yeah.
Did you see the mess that happened in Perry?
I did.
There's a middle school dance where a DJ played Super Gremlin and F&F.
Yeah.
And he played the clean version, but it was a middle school, and the kids, when you play that, you incite them to sing.
Right.
So it went left.
Okay.
So I know about all of the above that go into it. So,
Now, I mean, it's still out love. It just hearsay. They just
I know.
Like,
and the barbershop talk be so critical.
And I have to tell him, he's from here. He know pretty much everybody. He kind of know what's going on.
Yeah,
He's just watching that.
See, y'all don't know, man. The conversation me and him have on the phone, all my barbers are my first line of defense for me. So when Smooth, lame, hey, you want to do it? Like, he saved your life. It was a dude in there really ready to put that thing on you, and you didn't know it, and he saw it and switched it up. Because case in point, now we get into the club stuff now. This happened, and this at the 30 and up spot. Because this is what happened with 30 and up spots. You have more domestic things go on, which in my mind, that means like guys are there with their main girl, their wife, or it's a side dude there, or it's a girl who from work, or you just got a drunk asshole. Yeah. I came on the night and seen the drunk asshole. Everybody in the club, because I'm looking, everybody in the club is with their lady. I'm talking about some dudes it's so many people in the club that night or whatever. It's some dudes sitting there and this girl is in between his legs, like in his lap, because it's 6 of them and 4 seats. Yeah. So I'm looking at some dude in there, hat like this, everything that walked to the bathroom. What this fool doing? I see, bro, walk up to the, hey man, that's my wife, bro. Leave my wife alone, bro. Yeah. All right. He's still doing it. So I'm like, is security or somebody don't walk him out? Mm-hmm. These guys are finna pulverize this guy for being disrespectful to their women. So as a DJ, first thing I'm gonna do is, security, man, come out of DJ booth. Hey man, tell bro, man, take it home for the night, bro. You finna crash out, bro. Dude's over there like they 38 with him. He over there drunk. They know he drunk. He leaning. But still he trying to touch everybody old lady that's coming past him to the bathroom. Yeah. And, lo and behold, I won't say what this was or what happened. They got on their head.
They got on their head.
And I'm like, but this could have been prevented. Yeah. Like, I wasn't DJing. I have to be visiting, and I'm like, I seen the play. Yeah. I told Skills, but we're gonna be this nigga ass. Yeah. Nobody did anything. Yeah. So I'm like, you frapped them up. Oh, please, man. My position ain't always DJing. It's like
crowd control.
Mm-hmm. And it happened.
All right. So, man, tons and tons of celebrities. I mean, tons of them. And when one leave us and go to the heavens, people on social media post their sorrows as if they actually knew the person for real. But you actually do know them. So how does it impact you when something like that happens? An artist you know.
I'd be sick, bro. Um, I was down. I was down bad pretty much when I heard about KD.
I think a lot of look,
Yeah,
most people be down bad, but
yeah,
like I know KD. I don't know Takeoff. I didn't know
yeah.
Nipsey Hussle. I didn't know Bankroll.
Right.
Didn't know him. You knew these guys.
I knew him, so it's 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 a crazy situation because even when the situation happened with Takeoff or whatever, or even the tragic incident with bro, um, I've never known what depression was, and I think whatever that feeling is when that happens might be what
What you
depression
experienced,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, because even when that with Takeoff, when I seen it, bro, it was the same way like with Bankroll. That shit just, excuse me, that the situation just kind of it's nothing you can do because like I met them for the first time, and Offset was still in jail. Coach K called me and was like, "Man, come to Strokers," and that's when I met him, and it was him and Quavo the same way. And matter of fact, I'll pull this up right quick so
Hmm.
you can see it, and I may just send it to you where you can upload it. But it's crazy, bro, because I meet them in the beginning. We all keep a relationship, and I mean, once they become superstars,
Yeah.
it's a certain, we know each other and rock with each other, but it's like it's only certain things to do. Like even right now, tomorrow, if you turned into Chris the celebrity barber for
Hmm.
Tyler Perry, I can still call you
Right.
and
But no, no,
chop it
no,
up
no, no,
with
no,
you.
no, no. It's just like with you. Like you from Thomason, but at some point to grow, you had to move. And
Yeah,
it ain't like you just cut people off.
yeah.
You just
So you can just swipe that way. So that's them in the
mm,
beginning. All those are collages I made though. That's from the beginning before they blew, and even when they got to where they're going. But
okay. So
uh,
hold on.
emotionally for
This
me,
Migos.
yeah.
This is Ralph, right?
Let me see.
Not Ralph. What's his name?
No, that's Lil Donald.
That's Donald. My
Yeah,
bad. This Lucci.
yeah,
That's Dolph.
yeah. I met Dolph
That's
when he
Trouble.
first came to Atlanta. Yeah, Trouble did the show with me
Young
in
Thug.
Barnesville back like 7 8 years ago. That's when
Yeah, I
Brittany and
remember.
Kendra and them was there. They
Yeah,
were big fans.
I wasn't opening up for people yet. I wasn't ready to pay. That's another thing too. Young artists they wanna they wanna be on the ticket with the big artists, but they don't understand how to get on the ticket. And they used to be trying to figure out how I was getting on those tickets.
There's a relationship thing for one,
I was
and
investing. Like you told me, you said you're not performing in front of your crowd.
yeah,
You're performing in front of this artist crowd.
yeah,
There's a fee for that.
yeah. Which
And
is
it wasn't a fee coming from you. It was a fee coming from the artist.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Sometimes the artists would tell me that they'd be like, man, whoever you got from down there, bro, tell them
Hmm.
shoot me this, shoot me that. I'll let them
Yeah.
open up for me.
Cause it's cause there's a chance you could bore my crowd, man.
Yeah,
You piss my crowd off.
and I'm doing that now. I'm doing FS Rudy. I'm doing him the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I got an artist from Forsyth. Because I try to whatever city I'm in, whatever town I'm in,
Hmm.
I try to show love and make sure somebody get on the show
Yeah.
or whatever. Whether it's paid or not paid, in some cases it depends on the situation now because times have changed. But I sent him the same message the other day. I was trying to find it just to show you, like,
Hmm.
everybody now be swearing everything is clout and cap.
Yeah.
And I sent the kid the message. I said, man, listen. I said, you got an opportunity to make Rudy fans your fans. I said, be on time, be professional, and just come and do your thing. I'm like,
Hmm.
you're only gonna do one song.
Right.
I was like, if you got your guys coming, you can either do it this way. You can tell them to get in line, or you can come get with me and we'll pre-sale your guys' tickets so it
Hmm.
look how you want it to look when you and your guys come in. But I ain't finna let y'all just take
Yeah.
control and bum rush the door.
Right.
type stuff. So
That's
I still give them that game. Some of them receive it, but some of them got such a false thought process to being an artist and think that there's so much entitlement and some other stuff just maybe
Yeah.
because they got a little money or
They drop a song in a video and their
yeah,
career finna take off.
And what's crazy is I made local famous a thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing before
Right.
what happened at Rendezvous.
Right.
Because you go to Macon or in places, they weren't letting you get on stage.
Right.
They weren't doing that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this on that. To the
I think you open for Future, didn't you?
I open for Future. I open for the guy.
Was it Cash Out?
Cash Out. What's the other guy name? Is it Cash Out?
He had the Cashing Out record. Yeah. He doing some time now, man. He had a little pimp thing going on.
This guy right here, he do some singing on his songs.
Schoolie?
No. Dark-skinned fella.
Man, listen. All of
he
his
got a new song with Jacquees, What's on Your Mind.
Oh, you did Rich Homie Quan.
I opened it for Rich Homie Quan. There's another guy. He got the song What's on Your Mind.
Oh, K-Camp.
K-Camp. Opened up for K-Camp.
Yeah. You talking about that was Booty Fade K-Camp. He had no hair.
Yeah.
That's when the All Night Long song was out. Like we broke that record in like all the colleges, Gordon College, Fort Valley State. Like he did a lot of $1,500, $1,000 shows or whatever too for that. But yeah, man, it was. I made being a local talented artist a thing. I turned them into little stars, man. They was. I had the Smooth Girls going on.
Yeah, I remember all that.
If y'all go to my Facebook, go to Garfield DjSmooth. If you're a youngster and 10 years ago you was 10 years old, go to my Facebook. You're going to see this guy. You're going to see a lot of artists from Griffin, Barnesville, Thomaston, Woodbury, Jackson, Forsyth also, TSC, all of them. Yep. So, you know what I'm saying?
I felt like we wasn't a group, but we all moved in the same direction. Yeah. If this was going on, all of us was there.
Well, y'all was coming to the Dirty Iguana.
Yeah.
Was y'all there today with Floyd Mayweather?
Yes.
And throwing them $100 bills?
Because I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan. I was there.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I came the very next night and I saved one of my homeboys' life because the week before Mayweather was there, he threw some money. He threw it at a female.
And she was there again.
And no, this guy almost like tackled her to get it.
Oh.
And the security.
Yeah, I know
pulled
who the security
him on
was.
The stage. And they beat the dog crap out of this man. It was just awful what they did to him. So I already knew what they was capable of. The very next week we was there. You was DJing, you don't even know this was going on. Wade was taking pictures.
Yeah.
We done got a little too
Shout out to Wade, man. I put Wade on that play.
He was, yeah.
That's my dog.
Yeah.
Wade probably has some documented things.
Oh, he do.
That nobody. You remember the movie Hangover?
Yeah.
And the end of the movie when they said we're gonna watch this one time. Yeah. There was an incident in the bathroom hallway where like there was an actual porn scene going on in that.
But we was dancing with these college girls, and one of my partners he scoped out a girl and he was like, Chris, I like that girl, I want her. I said, let's go get on that. So I go over there and start flirting with the friends so it'll open up the door to him. We get it going on. I don't took my shirt off. That's how good I'm feeling. They both got the same shoes on. The Jordans had just came out. They were white and red. They both got them on. She was just joking with him. She said, yours fake. He got mad and he threw his liquor in her face. So she went and got the security, okay? The fog was going on. The fog had just hit.
Oh, yeah, it comes out the ceiling.
Yeah, the fog had just hit. All of a sudden, when the fog is starting to clear, the security is coming through the fog like a movie. I said, oh, my God. He goes over there to my partner like, look, bro, the young lady said you got disrespectful with her. We're going to need you to leave. My partner does one on like this.
Oh, no.
Smooth. I ran over there. I grabbed him. I said, y'all, let me get him. Let me get him. They said, get him. I said, let me get him. I got him, and I walked him outside. Then I came back in, and they were still there. They was like, bro, thank you. They
break your jaw.
They was like, thank you. Yes, they was finna break him off. I had just seen what they did to the guy The week before with Mayweather.
I know
there.
what that security in making it in the middle of Georgia
Yeah,
do.
me and
Oh, they're gonna
World
break
talk
his
about
jaw.
them. Me and World talk about them security. When we see them in the streets, we know who they is.
Yeah,
You
he's
know what
gonna
I'm
get his
saying?
jaw broke.
Yeah, when we
Yeah.
say this life. All right, but this next topic is way off of your career.
Okay.
This is super personal.
All right.
Did you marry your best friend?
Wow. Did I marry my best friend? Man, Tree gonna be looking at me like I honestly, I mean, I'm just giving it a second to process. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at these interviews with people on the celebrity side, like you call me or you watch Vlad or any of these other folks, like certain questions you take your time.
Right.
Like, you know, I was really delicate and really thought process when it came to that emancipation question you asked me, because I'm like, you even throw me under the bus.
Nah,
It's not gonna happen. I would say yes. And I think we actually grew into that too or whatever. But if I had to answer that question, yeah, because the way me and her relationship started, I told her a lot of my man whore secrets.
And she didn't judge you.
Well, we were dating.
Right.
And all that. So it was like, you do what you do what I do or whatever. So there was a times period where we were kicking it, and you know, I was like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. So it's even times now to this day that she'll be like, you remember you told me, hey, you slept with her? I'm like, I don't remember. She's like, yeah, you told me that back in 2004 or 2003 or whatever. So, and what's crazy is a lot of people look at our relationship from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get married till 10 years after we've been together. We've been together 18 years.
I mean, I think that's how it's supposed to work anyway.
I say the same thing.
I see a lot of people jumping into those marriages in 1 year relationships, you know.
It don't work, bro. And I mean, even to this day, it's a work in progress.
Of course.
You know, because everything evolves, you get older and all that. And we got a 3-year-old baby.
Right.
So
Speaking
Aspen,
of which, that pertains to the next question.
Yeah, Adventures with Aspen is there's a lot of sleepless, a lot of energy. Like I'm finding myself leaning more towards a lot of Mountain Dews and Red Bulls and
energy drink.
I got a cocktail that I do now, man, because between trying to give my marriage the time it needs and also trying to give my daughter, and you know how this goes because you got kids too.
Right.
Give my daughter time she needs as a toddler.
Right.
And then most of my shows now, I'm driving an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how my process works too when I got my shows. Like if I'm doing a show, I got a show coming up soon in Douglasville. So I live in Warner Robins. So that means I got to get up 3 hours before, give myself an hour to get there and an hour to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got to do the event for however many hours, then break down, then drive back an hour to get home.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and that's another thing, like we didn't talk about it when I talk about DJs and what your charging should be and fees or whatever. Because this is all I do for a living. I don't have a 9 to 5.
Right.
I don't cut hair on the side. I don't do this. Like my profession is a mobile DJ,
your
radio
primary
DJ.
financial gain. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So I'm really big on making sure I make what I'm supposed to make. And when I do charity, that's how I give my time. But other than that, so you do that gas, 3 hours ahead, drive, do the show, this, that. So the numbers got to make sense.
So does Aspen get a little sister or something?
No, we done. No. She has plenty of.
You said we. That's an agreement.
Yeah, men, yeah. My wife already is like, no, man.
She ain't doing that no more.
Nah, actually, we set it up where we can't.
Okay, understood.
We set it where we can't. We got plenty of God kids and God brothers and sisters and people that's in her age demographic to where they gonna grow up together and play together. Yeah. She got some kin folks here in Thomaston. She got a little best friend.
She will get a sibling.
Yeah, but again, let me tell you what my cocktail is now. That's go to a quick trip or a racetrack, and I go get the small cup, the crushed ice.
Mm-hmm.
a Mountain Dew, a 5-hour energy, extra strength. Now you don't pour the shit. You don't pour the whole thing in there. You bust your heart. So you just take it. You know how the evil scientists do. You take a couple drops. So you just
proper dropper.
2 drops of that and Mountain Dew. That'll get you back home.
So
now
that's your
you may
cocktail.
stay up 2 hours after you get home, or if you do get aroused by your wife, you may have to
Unplug.
pump one out. You know what I'm saying, to get your mind right. But that's my little
no more kids.
no more kids, man. My son is 26,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a 3-year-old. So people see that gap and it's like,
Yeah.
what happened? But I had my son early.
Yeah. And I see him all the time. Well, I don't know.
He's in LA now.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
He in love.
In a while.
Yeah, he in love. He found
With
the love of
LA?
his life. He's in California.
He's in love with LA, or he's in love with the person?
He has a girl.
Okay.
Yeah, him and his lady is in LA. They in Santa Monica,
Hey,
somewhere.
Man, don't say no to love. Don't say no to love, little smooth. Try it out.
What you mean?
I'm talking to your son.
Oh,
don't say no to love. Give it your all, bro.
Oh no, he's doing it.
Yeah,
he's
People
doing it.
afraid of love, man. People
Well,
afraid of love.
I got dogs when I was about 17.
Yeah,
so
see, that's what it is. People afraid of love because they feel like love hurt, and love does hurt. But you got to know that that's what heals hurt. Love.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. God bless love.
Do the Bulldogs win the national again?
Man, I'm a Georgia person, but I haven't had as much interest in any of that stuff until your nephew and Trayvon went over there.
Right.
I think the only other time I had that much interest in Georgia is when Big Sully from Griffin was over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I tie the game and my teams to people I know. Like, I mean, we grew up in the 90s, so the Bulls was my team.
Now that nephew and Trayvon gone, you're not treading them anymore.
I pay attention, but I'm not into it. Even with the football, Bud Dupree is my good friend, man. He took me out to Nashville to go watch a game, and I went with some DJ friends. I'm gonna tell you how this story went. They were like, man, we got a 5-hour drive on the Sprinter, and I was like, okay, that's cool. So one of my friends had this cool idea to take one of these gummies that got some special sauce in it.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, I'm like, okay, let's do it, man. You know, it's gonna be all right. The gummy, and we got to Nashville and got to the game. I slept through the second, third, halftime, and fourth quarter.
So you ought to see in the first quarter.
That's all I seen. I seen Bud playing. I just kept hearing folks say, wake up, Unc. I'm like, what? So it was a cool experience. I'm gonna go to Jacksonville. If not, you know, the season is going now. Maybe next year, catch one of these big Thomaston tailgates, go down there and DJ or something.
I know you were saying that Bud Dupree and you are good friends, but what about Trayvon? Y'all share the same last name.
Man, that's a cool kid, man. That's a cool kid, bro. This my wife calling me now. Hold on, let me see how this call goes. Hold on, let me see.
All right,
baby. Oh, that's my daughter. Yes, Aspen. Well, aunties, I'm still doing my interview with Chris. We are live right now. We live on Facebook?
No, we're not live.
We're not live.
Recording.
We here now.
I mean, it's still gonna be on the feed though.
We'll talk to you later. Bye, girl. The conversation is going. We were talking about you.
This is the end of it.
This the end of it. Bye.
We were talking about you.
Man. Cool kid for real, bro. But what was that story is kind of crazy to me because I have a real cool relationship with his father.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve was when I used to do Pike County Day, him and the task force would be out there doing security. So him and my dad and all of them, we have a cool relationship. Now, I can honestly say I don't know where our families cross as far as walkers, but we walkers and we family. So me, him, Lazar, and all of us, like,
Mm-hmm.
You know, we kick it like cousins, even if the blood jumped over or whatever and all that.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say this. If you've ever been on the other side of the law while Steve was on the task force,
it's a problem.
And he came got you. You'll know why his son made it to the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now he get them 10 fingers on you. You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You understand? And if you need to be turned upside down, that's what you finna be, turned upside down.
Yeah. He was stern with it, bro.
Yeah.
But like I said, I never saw that because I've always been very, very respectful, very cool. So a lot of the people who see me like and me and him talk, he would call me periodically. Good. What you doing? Where you at? We coming down? Because I think his VA doctor or somewhere for his knee was down in Warner Robins or whatever. So it's just fam. So I was proud of him, but you know, I did the same thing with him that I did for your nephew. Yeah. Like when what's my boy name? Played with the Celtics.
He coaching at Auburn now.
Yeah.
Daniels.
Marquise Daniels, like
he came to the game.
Yeah, because like and here's the thing that folks don't know about me that I'm big on like with stuff like even when it came with y'all with mentoring y'all about the music and this and that. If I know a celebrity or a pro athlete or somebody who's doing what they're doing, it's nothing for me to call and say, hey man, I got this kid. I think the kid is special. I think it's this, that, and Marquise came to one of the games.
Yeah, he did.
That was crazy because, you know, Tracy was like, we got Marquise Daniels or whatever. I think it might have, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it shook him or whatever. He had a good game that night too.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, he really wanted to beat that team, but it did mean a lot to him.
Yeah.
Because I think we came in and kicked it with you at your mom's house.
Yeah. Y'all came over there. Yeah, we took some pics or whatever too. And that's some things a lot of folks don't know about my character. That's like that I don't brag about. I don't put it out there and be like, yeah, man, you know,
they call that philanthropy.
I guess
that's what they call it. People who do good deeds in silence.
Yeah, and you know, so the same thing. When Trey went to Georgia that first year, I told Bud, I was like, man, you know, just call the kid, man. You know, just give him some pointers, man, and just give him some motivation, you know, from somebody who made it. And like I said, lo and behold, he made it. And you know, even now Bud will call and say, man, you know, let bro know whatever he need. You know, whatever advice or whatever, you know, he'll call me and say.
He probably don't need nothing but some advice right now, though.
Yeah, some advice, you know what I'm saying? Even from the, you know, he hit me like, man, tell bro if he need me, you know, from some stuff on the financial end because you're dealing with an abundance of stuff at the time or whatever.
Yeah, because I know my nephew and Anthony Edwards, they like super tight. They probably talk every other day, if not every day.
Right.
So I know what that's like. You know
So it's cool, bro.
Now, I got the pleasure of kind of kicking it with that kid every time I went up there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never tried to make him feel like, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
never asking for an autograph.
Yeah, nah, like we don't do that. Like even with me, I take the pictures because I know what that means from where I came from for people to see that. But like all of us, we just the same. Like when me and you talk and chop it up or whatever.
I wanted the picture.
Yeah, you didn't get the pic.
I didn't want to ask him.
Oh man,
I just felt like since I was going to Athens every week, so I just felt like I see you every week.
Man, I get those now. If it's something we're not gonna do, or you know, or whatever. And
I also don't want people to think I'm trying to use my nephew's celebrity status to create my own. You know
but if that ain't where your heart at, that ain't what's gonna happen. Like even for me, I take those pictures, but I know what I'm doing behind the scenes. Yeah. Like even, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nobody sees or knows like them.
That's something I need to do better at when it comes to this.
Yeah, because like a person like me, I know your heart, bro.
Taking pictures, I don't do good with taking pictures no more. I need to do that.
Man, I be just like this. I'm ready. I got my little stuff together. Because I mean, you know, even at the end of the day, man, it's cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To be able to say, hey, I met this person. It was a cool person. And when you got a real relationship with them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all good. Like I said, I gotta. When big fella come home, I gotta get my picture, man. I ain't bought no jersey or nothing or none of that. Like even with me and Bud take pictures every time. And come on, let's do it, man. 80 million.
Yeah.
And you know, but we don't. It don't bother me.
Yeah.
It don't, like, if I run into Baby or run into whoever, then it's
Yeah.
just,
It's muscle
and that's
memory
what I'm
now.
saying. I think sometimes it's different when you come from where we come from, and then when you do what you do or whatever. Because like when you call me for this, you've been mentioning this to me, like, man, I want you to come down. We're gonna do the thing or whatever. I'm like, bro, I'm in the back seat, sleep.
Yeah, I seen
Like,
how you
why
whipped up.
not that, boy? I'm over here like, I need that Red Bull or
I
that
see.
Mountain Dew or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it definitely means something to me too, man, to just come and be on your platform and represent. Because I mean,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know where I'm gonna be in 2 years. Like, I
Right.
may
Right.
be behind DJ Drama, I may be behind Khaled, it may be this, because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff that I got going on
Right.
that if you're not paying attention, or if you're not privy to, like, I'm back doing radio, I'm doing some syndicated stuff. I do the Coalition New Music Monday, which is one of
Mm-hmm.
the biggest platforms in the world for artists to come. Like,
Definitely the
we've had,
biggest in the state.
yeah, everybody is coming. We actually,
Like I thought it was just for local artists, but I be seeing mainstream
no,
artists come through there.
everybody coming. We
Yeah.
just had little Duke Deuce, little Anti just came. We actually, we had Carl Crawford from 1501, which is the guy who signed Megan Thee Stallion, who's going through the lawsuit, and he's got the girl that sang Busted, Erica Banks, and some more stuff. But due to the stuff going on in Houston,
Yeah.
with Offset and all of
Right.
that
Right.
stuff, and
Right.
he's tied to Jay Prince and all that, we actually postponing his day at New Music Monday. But that's one of my good friends. He gave me a plaque. I got a plaque for Big Old Freak, and I got a plaque coming for Busted. Busted went platinum.
Oh, okay.
So, like, yeah, man,
That's what's up.
yeah,
Man,
and like I said, it's regular to me, so I don't.
Yeah.
I ain't even think I don't be trying to pop it. I
Yeah.
swear to God, I don't be
I
trying
mean,
to pop it, bro.
and I know how humble you are when it comes to the word celebrity, but you my first celebrity on
Oh
the
man,
on there. You know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, I kind of look at Ray as a celebrity.
you gotta have him down. I just talk to.
Yeah, we had set up a date for him to come. He was actually supposed to come on a day. He was gonna take pictures for you,
Yeah,
but something happened.
some
With his
family,
yeah,
some
his
family,
family,
something.
man.
Yeah,
He had to.
I
It
had to
was
call him
flooding.
too and tell him not to crash out on that
Right.
situation.
It actually had flooded.
Yeah. Because he's taking after you. He's doing what you doing with his nephews.
Yeah, I see
Oh
him.
boy, his
Yeah, I
nephew
see him.
bad.
Nah, I applaud that, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
even with KD, he was going hard for his son, man.
yeah,
And shout out to him. He looked like
yeah,
he's still out there on the field
yeah,
going
man.
hard, man.
And yeah, and if nobody's ever told you to your face, man, salute on that, bro. Like, you've been a real big mentor slash father figure slash big unc OG or whatever in the situation with your nephew, and just
Oh yeah,
even to the kids and everybody, even being a father, bro. Like,
yeah,
me and you talk about a lot of stuff that
yeah,
folks don't know, or some
right,
people on the outside or the inside don't
yeah.
be into or don't see.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm
definitely
saying, that they
definitely
don't know.
everything we talked about today be things we be talking about on the phone all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, man. We just now putting it on the platform and all
Yeah.
that. Like, this one of my real friends and real supporters
Mm-hmm.
from Thomaston, Georgia, Upson County. And I don't think nobody ever switched up on me. I think that it was just kind of,
I think we all drunk some of that bullshit juice. Excuse me.
well,
We drunk some of it.
and I say this, me going into entertainment and what people would consider to be popularity or fame, with my way of doing it, there were so many people that saw me and it looked like an impossible task. So that's why I caught so much flack when I did Rap City in New York
Mm-hmm.
in like '05, and people didn't watch the first part and then see that I shot it out my hometown.
Right.
People had to go back after they recorded it on the
Mm-hmm.
VHS
Yeah.
and say,
But I watched every second, so I made sure I ain't miss nothing.
yeah. So,
And I think Rap City was like 2 hours back then.
right. But see, the thing is too, when you're an athlete, they see the process like that. Like, what happened with Trayvon was supposed to happen that
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
With me, I wasn't supposed. I ain't gonna say I wasn't supposed to, but it's like, you don't look to see a kid from Thomaston, Georgia, standing next to Future, Lil Baby, Young Thug, anybody,
Or just being on BET.
or being on BT, or being on one of the biggest radio stations,
You
and
been
being
on
on the
VH1
platform.
too.
Yeah, with God rest her soul, with Tip Sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She lost her life.
I had the pleasure to sit beside her at a talent show.
That was the show we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Civic Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a I think she's an AKA. I had her and
Earthquake, not Earthquake.
with the Taylor girls.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah, yeah,
came
yeah. No, I
down
was thinking
there.
about the judge,
Yeah.
the judge
Well,
panel.
yeah, she was there,
There was
and
a guy
then
that had run a magazine out of
yeah, I
Peach
forgot.
County.
I forgot his name. No. PJ
Big guy.
Touch. Yeah, PJ.
He
That was
got
him.
he had got into a cracking session with
That's him. He passed.
yeah.
Yeah, he passed away, man.
Yeah.
He had a modeling magazine and everything, bro. So it
Yeah.
was, yeah, it's one of them things.
Well, I
So
definitely appreciate you coming through, blessing the set, man.
no
Every
problem, man.
time
And I
when
think we probably have to come back because I didn't know we were gonna go this long. I didn't know it was this much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
all
'Cause
right. I mean,
once you edit this down, we'll see what happens.
no,
See
I'm
how
not
this
gonna.
go.
I'm trying not to edit nothing.
Are we gonna keep it raw?
Keep it raw.
Oh man, that's all good then.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say this, man. If y'all looking, follow me at DjSmooth Middle Georgia. If you're on Facebook, it's Garfield DjSmooth. Twitter, Instagram. I got Snapchat. I'm currently I host New Music Monday with Coalition DJs. We have a new radio show called We Outside Show, which is a radio show / podcast.
Uh-oh.
We already interviewed. We had KRS-One. Seti Hendrix. We just did DJ Toon.
I need to catch that. So
Yes, it's on YouTube now.
Posting it to my posting it to the page.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube now. We just did the dude that just got signed out of Alabama. Man, what is his name? Fat Mac. We just had him. He's a big dude out of Alabama. Just got signed. We just had Michael Montana. We had T Hood. T Hood is actually DJ Plug's little brother. You know, Plug did all the production and part of the Hood. Plug DJs or whatever. So that's going on with the We Outside show with me, Big X, and Filthy Rich. And if you don't know who Filthy Rich is, that's my partner. He actually DJs for the 85 South tour.
I follow Filthy Rich.
Yeah, that's my dog. He has his own animated. He has these little things with the Roach Motel. He has an animated show. And then Big X is like the CEO, the founder of Coalition DJs. He actually produced the TLC. And him and Dallas Austin were like partners. So Dallas Austin was in the front, but Big S was one making the beats and stuff.
Right.
So like, man, it's a lot of cool stuff, you know, that I got going on, you know. So and with artists, man, feel free. My number is on my Instagram.
Been the same number for I don't know how many years.
20 years, yeah. So, you know, y'all tap in, or, you know, even with the artists here, man, time to go through you, man, if you want to do that again.
I mean, I don't mind, but, you know.
I'm doing more kind of co-mentoring with you to kind of give them some game, because it takes so much money now, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind, but my thing is the nation has turned into a workless nation. People don't want to work no more, man.
That is true.
And I don't want to get involved with you if you're not a worker.
Are they still dreaming though?
I mean, you know, we all dream, but some of us just gonna work toward that dream. Some of us just gonna dream and go back to sleep and dream again.
Give them some motivation.
You know, long as you working, I point you in all the right directions. I ain't gonna do it for you. I can show you how to do it.
Right. Well, again, man, I appreciate you for the platform.
Yeah.
I love home.
I can't wait to
This is one of those things, man. I come to visit, man. Like I be so tired of driving.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I come home when I can, come visit the family and see how everybody's doing, and I check in and all that. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing before we go. A lot of people don't know how the Bring 'em Out thing came about for them Ups and Lee nights.
I don't know.
During the basketball season.
Is now forever they theme song.
They still using it?
I don't know if they're using it. I'm talking about the running nights. Like right now, they don't even consider them kids running nights. They just the nights. See, the running nights is them group of kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So let me, and not to go too. I'm trying to make this long story short as possible before we sign off or whatever. My dad used to do maintenance work or janitorial, whatever it was. He just hung around over at the high school and did whatever Tracy and them needed him to do. He was like the handyman, this, that, whatever. So him or somebody used to be the one that just played the doggone CD with a bunch of BS music on it. So they were like, man, listen, the boys are doing good. Because I remember the year that they got kicked out of the playoffs at first round.
Yeah.
And I think the following year for that, when things took a turn.
That's when
And so everybody, and here's the thing, my dad goes, my aunt Mike and Heavily go. Like everybody was supporting
the
team anyway, because they knew them boys from playing together. We knew something was special with all
they
them.
was creating it, yeah.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. So I still was oblivious to like what it was, but I'm like, Tracy called me. If y'all know Tracy Caldwell, my former basketball coach, the principal at the time, he said, "Hey, Walker, come on down, man." He said, "Man, come on, play some music, man, for these kids, man. Let's go ahead and hype it up. Say they pretty good team." He's like, "But they ain't really, want to hear some music."
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was doing the proms for him or whatever. So I'm like, get that little money for the prom. Man, I'm gonna come on and show love to my high school or whatever. I did graduate.
It was fitting.
Yeah. So, and Troy Woodard called me. I want you to play the old Planet Rock and this and that. I'm like, okay. Play it at your own risk. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. And so fast forward. One night they was like, "Hey, Smooth, we need you to play something for the boys to come out on or whatever." And they would be way down in the tunnel. And so I was like, man, I'm going through my music. I'm like, man, what can I play clean that's appropriate and makes sense or whatever?
Yeah.
And some kind of way or something, it popped in my head to play Bring 'Em Out.
Yeah.
For them to come out the tunnel. But here's how the Bring 'Em Out, Bring 'Em Out, Bring 'Em Out, I kept hitting the loop. This is how this came about. Troy, boys all the way down in the back of the tunnel. So you know what Troy would do? He'd get a towel, whatever, he started doing this. I'm like, okay, we ready. So I played a song. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell. I'm like, where they at? I'm looking at Troy. Where they at? I'm a DJ, a real DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I do?
Started over.
So I'm waiting on them to come off from down there. And I'm like, okay. Bring 'em out, 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 bring 'em out. I'm still waiting on him to bring 'em out of there. Yeah. And I look.
I knew you was waiting on the key.
Yeah.
I knew that.
And I'm hitting it. I'm looking at Troy. I'm trying to look down there. Me and the lady who sit at the scores table. What's the kid to be up there working the Zach. So we sitting there. And I'm just hitting. I'm like, and the crowd is whatever team that was that they played. It was going. It was. Yeah. So I started seeing the people hollering, just repeating it too.
Yeah.
And when it finally hit and they come and run through, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, I got something.
This is it. Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be the motivation for the guys. It's gonna set the tone for these kids, bro. So I was like, man, I gotta get down here. So even during the playoffs, when they were going out of town, people were trying to get me to like when they played in Fort Valley for that game before the state.
Yeah,
they were trying to get Smooth, go down there, see them, bring it out, bring them out, bring them out. So it turned into something real cool over the 2 years, and nobody knew. And I wasn't trying to take credit or nothing for it or whatever, but it was like,
it is. Before then, I knew that you was waiting the kid to when they come out. That is, dun, 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 dun. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I knew that.
So from you a music guy.
I knew.
Yeah.
That every time you hit, I was like, he must be waiting to hit a certain spot and then hit it.
So now it turned into this when the girls come off and the cheerleaders line up. I started teasing them. Bring them out. Bring them out.
Yeah.
And everybody would start, and I started finding records.
We took that to Augusta.
Yeah.
We took that to Augusta with us.
I went to that game.
Yeah.
I drove. That's a long. I hate that drive.
Man, I hate that drive.
Yeah.
But we showed that.
Yeah.
That was special.
I went to that game, man. Like I was, and I'm telling you, man, I was really proud because I was like, man, I'm like the official DJ for the state championship.
Yep.
It was fitting, nights, man. When we went to Georgia Tech back to back, man, I lost my voice, screaming, hollering, all that stuff.
Yeah,
man.
that was a big old memory. Mike,
it's time, man.
Mike just walked in. I don't think he was trying to tell us it was time.
He just
speaking. I don't know, but he's been encouraging me to do a documentary about the running nights.
The content is there.
Yeah. Yeah, since
Yeah.
I have all of the games recorded, he told me
Yeah.
that all I gotta
You
do
got the
now is just.
content. What's the other kid
He
from
told me to do. He
Upson?
told me to do a movie, but I don't want to do a movie because that requires me to hire actors and screenwriters, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just
Man, you
gonna.
gotta reach out to somebody, man. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do on my end. I will. I'm back and forth. I know people that do certain stuff. I
Right.
will reach out. I'm not promising anything, but I'm like, if you know me, if I can find the right phone number and the
Right.
right person to
Right.
talk to, I can get you online with them. Now, are they gonna rob you blind or take the documentary from you?
No.
I don't know the inner workings
I can handle the documentary myself,
of
but
the
the
business.
movie is
Yeah,
something
yeah,
I would have
shopping
to.
it. Cause
I would
man, if
have
you
to.
look at Netflix, that's all that's on there.
Right.
LeBron, the other coaches, them ball
Yeah.
player guys. You pull up
Yeah.
basketball and look on Netflix,
So what I
it's there.
decided I'm gonna just take about a year and a half, maybe. I'm gonna just go and interview as many people as I can
Yeah,
and talk about it and put all of that together into a
yeah. And save
documentary.
me a segment, man.
Oh,
So do
definitely.
you have that footage when all the bring them out stuff was going on?
No, I think this guy named Bruce does. I didn't start recording to the tip ball.
Oh, so you recorded the
I
game.
got one of those. I got one of them bring him out. Just only one. And that's
Oh
the
man.
first undefeated season.
Oh my
I get
God,
none of the
man.
second season.
I still like, man, and man, I ain't gonna lie, man, it felt so good to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, for them kids. And again, never charged.
Yeah.
It was never a fee on that, bro.
Yeah.
I was driving down here, man. You know, it's an hour drive for
Yeah.
me to get from.
Yeah.
Man, I was down here. Troy would even call me, man. You can make it. You coming, ain't you?
Yeah.
Man, I'm hauling butt, man. I had to do this with the radio. I had to do that.
I mean, but you would play during timeouts, halftime. You know what
Oh
I'm saying? It
yeah.
wasn't just to
We
bring
crank them
out.
up.
Yeah,
Had a little
yeah. It
kids out
wasn't
there
just to bring them
dancing.
out. So,
and I was, you know what I'm saying? You're always trying to keep that 3-pointer record time out of that slam dunk record.
and
There it
I
is
think
or
we
something.
had a halftime event one time. I think you was hosting that. You done a good job because I think I got up there and got involved. I had to shoot some free throws.
Yeah, it was
a
something going on where
halftime
they had the
event.
little game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you kind of hosted, emceed it, and it was perfect, man. That was
man.
special.
I do what I can, brother.
Yeah. So you will be